Yo, what's going on, guys? The SSN back again with another video. I want to apologize. I know this video is pretty late. It's like an hour and a little bit until game time, kickoff, Dolphins and Jets. So we're just going to make this a quick one. We're going to make a short video. I'll give my preview, my prediction, all that stuff in a shorter video now. And then obviously we'll have, the more in-depth analysis of what I saw on the field, and then you guys feel free to check in with that one too if you want. First things first, guys, if you like the stuff on the channel, you like the videos, you like the content, definitely subscribe if you haven't already. It is totally free. It is up to you if you'd like. We're trying to grow the channel, and we're nearing our first 1,000 subs for the channel. So definitely subscribe if you'd like. Hit that bell icon for notifications so you can be kept up to date with all the videos that we have on the channel, and also leave a like if you enjoy the content. So let's go ahead and get into our quick little preview for the game. So Dolphins and Jets, I think before last week, it was a pretty locked in thought that Miami was absolutely going to roll New York this week, week 12, against the Jets. Now, has that changed? I think for me, I never went into any game in a prediction for this season looking at a certain team saying, that's an easy win, the Dolphins are going to roll them. I think I said this in my last video previewing the Broncos game. You can never rule out a team in the NFL because regardless of who they are, regardless of their record, teams have a way of winning games. I mean, even you look at the Dolphins last year, starting off 0-7 and then finishing off the season 5-4. That 0-7 in the beginning was absolutely horrific. And, if you were to ask anybody going into week 8, 9, 10, who's going to win, it was probably, assumed that the Dolphins were going to get crushed. So you just can't rule out teams in the NFL. Everyone's professional. Everyone's there to do their job. Players are playing for their futures. Coaches are playing for their futures. And you know what? No one goes out onto the football field with the intention to lose games. I don't think that's how the NFL operates. I don't think that's how teams operate. And certainly that's not how players operate. I know that. So that being said, you can't just scratch teams off and say, oh, they're going to get crushed, because teams can surprise you regardless of who they are. And the Jets could be that team. And there are a couple of reasons why the Jets could make this a competitive game. Guys, they are our division rival. They are our fiercest rivalry in the NFL is the Jets and Dolphins. Maybe the Dolphins Patriots, but I would say the Jets and Dolphins for sure. And when you have a rivalry like that, you cannot only consider the record and how the teams have been playing that year when you look at a rivalry, because you can see it in any sport, any season. When a rivalry comes around, there's always going to be one team better than the other. But you know what? Both teams go out there with this competitive spirit because it's a rival, because it's someone that you want to beat, because you don't like them, because they're in your division. You want to give it to them. You want to crush them. And the Jets are in that situation with Miami. And, Miami coming off of this loss in Denver that was really unexpected for a lot of people. If the Dolphins don't go into this game with the right mindset of, it was a loss, we're going to take the positive out of it, we're going to learn from our mistakes, we're going to move on, and we're going to kick butt, we're going to have a great game next Sunday against New York. If the Dolphins don't go into it with that kind of mentality, they open themselves up to be very vulnerable to the Jets, who are coming into a rivalry game is thinking, we want to crush the Dolphins. I don't care if we're 0-10. I want to crush the Dolphins. I want to play hard. I want to hit hard. I want to make the right plays. I want to win. I want to beat the Dolphins. All Jets fans, all Jets players want to beat the Dolphins and vice versa. So obviously, guys, I'm hoping for a win. I think we win this game. I definitely predict that we win this game. But I wouldn't be surprised, and I would say you guys shouldn't be surprised either, if this is a rather competitive game just because of the nature of the matchup. The Dolphins and Jets have a long history. It is a very long rivalry that's gone on for a while. And, for the most part, and this isn't every season, but for the most part, the Dolphins and Jets pretty much split their season. The Dolphins will win one game, the Jets will win the next one, or vice versa. The Jets will win the first one, Dolphins will win the last. So, I'm not expecting a split. I don't think the Jets win this game. Just the nature of how they've been playing, the way that the coaching has been going, Adam Gase at the helm of any team, I think makes it a questionable decision to say that they're going to win anything, just because Gase doesn't run that offense or take advantage of his weapons or utilize anything to anyone's advantage in the Jets organization. However, like I said, this is a competitive game. It will be a competitive game. The Jets are going to want to beat the Dolphins because we're the Dolphins. And, you never know what to expect in games like that. I think the Dolphins win it, but you never know what to expect. So, moving on, I want to talk about the injury report real quick. I don't want to run this video too long. A couple of things. First of all, Salvon Ahmed is out for this game. He is suffering a shoulder injury, so he'll be out. So that means that most likely the bulk of the carries are going to be on Matt Breida's shoulders. So we'll see how he does against New York and their defensive front. Should be a decent game for him. I don't see any problem with him having some production. I think that he'll be all right. Solomon Kinley also is out with his foot injury. That one, it stinks to see. I think he's been having a good season. I like what he's been doing for Miami. That offensive line does pretty well when he's in. So it'll be interesting to see. The Dolphins have been kind of mixing it up. Austin Jackson, left tackle. They've been moving Jesse Davis into the right guard and then putting Robert Hunt outside. So we'll see if they do that again today against New York. And then finally is the interesting one. The one that everyone's been talking about, the one that's been all over social media, all over YouTube. Tua is going to be probably out for this game. He is doubtful. Most likely will not start. Most likely will not play. This is interesting to me. And the more interesting thing about the fact that he's out is that it's his thumb, which is really confusing to me. Very odd, very interesting that they would list him as an injury to his thumb, because all week he was questionable with this random thumb injury. Now, as those of you who watched the Broncos game last week would remember, Tua got wrapped up on a pretty nasty sack. He went down. He got his ankle turned over under the defender who tackled him. And a lot of people were thinking when he got pulled from the game at that point, could be that ankle. It could be the ankle, could be the foot, could be a calf. It could be something related to that area that got wrapped up under this guy. That's why they took him out. There was speculation that could be it, or they just pulled him because he really wasn't playing well. And, I'm kind of split down the middle. I didn't see any kind of medical evaluation on the sidelines going on. And you would think that when your star future quarterback, the face of the franchise, goes down with an ankle injury, when it gets wrapped up under a big defender, which could have been nasty, the way that play looked, it could have been nasty, you would think that somehow, if he got hurt, you would be doing some sort of medical evaluation on the sideline, right? So for them not to do a medical evaluation, to sit him down, to take his shoe off, to wrap up his ankle, to do something to at least assess what's going on with Tua's ankle, clearly means to me he was not hurt when they pulled him, or else they would have been evaluating. You don't just have your future superstar, phenom, whatever quarterback get hurt and then not even look at it. Tua stood on the sideline for the rest of the game. So my guess is they pulled him because he really was playing very poorly. Unfortunately, I love Tua. I think he's great. I like him as a guy. I think he had a really, really poor game last week against Denver. He just couldn't get anything rolling. It's, I think, his third game now of throwing under 100 yards. So it was just a very, very off game. And when Fitzpatrick came in, you saw everything flip in the opposite direction. They were making drives. They were pushing to tie the game up. Fitzpatrick obviously threw that interception to lose. But, it was just a very different looking offense when Fitzpatrick came in. So the fact that they list Tua as a thumb injury seems extremely random to me. Very odd, considering that he went down with the ankle. They pulled him. There was speculation about injury. Brian Flores came out and said there was no injury. So, listing him as a thumb injury, I think, is just listing him for a thumb injury. I don't think Tua hurt his thumb. I don't think Tua is injured. I don't think that he has a thumb that is hurting him, that he can't play. I think they're listing him on the injury report with something just to have something, just so they can play Fitzpatrick and be justified in doing so. So we'll see what happens. Like I said last week, in my opinion, that offense was night and day different when Fitzpatrick stepped on the field. Very, very different in the better direction. So I think the offense has been recently playing, and this is my opinion, guys. Some people might hate that I say this and disagree, and that's okay. Leave your comments down below. I think, all in all, when you stack up Tua and Fitzpatrick in their starting times this season, I think when Fitzpatrick was on the field, the offense played better as a whole. Not the passing game specifically, not the turnovers specifically, because obviously Tua hasn't turned the ball over through the air yet. But I think the offense as a whole, as a unit, has played better when Fitzpatrick is in the game. So take what you want out of that. It's very interesting to me that Tua won't be playing this game with some thumb injury, which is very random. But we'll see. We'll see how Fitzpatrick plays. I think this should be a fine game. I'm excited to see him get back out there, get a start, and, hopefully play really well against the Jets, who are just absolutely horrible this year. Really can't even get a win. So hopefully we keep that streak going. We move up to 7-4. I'm really hoping for that. We need this win. This win is an absolute must-have. We cannot, under any circumstances, lose this game. Because if we lose this game, you have to question every other win that we've had this season. You would have to question, how did we go out and beat Arizona? How did we go out and beat LA? How did we go out and beat Jacksonville? How did we beat anybody if we're losing to the Jets? So, like I said in the beginning, I think it'll be competitive. It's just the nature of rivalries. But this is a must-win for Miami. We cannot afford, at this point in our season, with the questions that are surrounding Miami because of the loss to Denver, the way that Miami played last week was that bad that there are a lot of questions surrounding, is this team legit? This team can't afford, we have to save some face. We have to save some reputation and beat New York. It can't be some random loss from Miami that won't fly. There will be a big ruckus surrounding Miami if we lose this game. So, guys, I anticipate Miami goes out there with a fire under their butts. I really do think so. I think Flores is going to really, I think he dug into these guys this last week and said, y'all need to get it together because we can't lose like that. So I think that Flores and Miami, the players, everybody as a whole is going to go out there with a fire, with a chip on their shoulder, ready to prove, the football world wrong and show, what, we are a legit team. We're going to go out there. We're going to stomp the Jets. We're going to add another win to our record, and we're going to be pushing more and more 1 week at a time closer to a wild card spot. So, guys, that's my prediction. I think we are going to score somewhere right around 35 points. That is my guess. I don't think New York's defense is good at all. I think that Miami's offense, when Fitzpatrick is in the game, is much better. So I think we score 35. I think New York scores 10. I really think this is going to be significant win for Miami. I think it's going to be a wide margin of victory for us. I really do believe so. I hope, I pray, I do everything to just believe and hope that I am right here, because I do not want to see Miami lose to New York. God, I don't want to see that. But I think that we do. I think that it's a wide margin. And that's my prediction, guys. So I appreciate you stopping by. We're about an hour and change away from game time. So stop by for my post-game analysis, and I will definitely keep you guys updated with all the good stuff on the channel. So like I said, guys, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications, and I will catch you guys very soon. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your morning, guys. And as always, fins up.